Hey, good afternoon, all. I just want to share with you a few things that God has been doing in my life lately. And He's just so amazing, in terms of how He works in us and how much He is with us through everything, and just what an artist He is in creating growth and um, the renewal of the mind through various hard times and trials and good times and all the things that are peppered throughout our lives here on earth. So I just want to share with you a couple of things. I went on an amazing hike on Saturday with my friend Piali, and her husband was hanging out with us too for dinner, and just had a blast. Great hike in Sedona. Just if you've never been there, it's pretty fantastic. But I woke up with a horrendous cold the next day. So Sunday and Monday, I had a bad cold, and I'm obviously still getting over it. But one of the things I just wanted to share with you about what God is doing in my life lately is He's really been challenging me and teaching me how to slow the heck down. And I that is hard for me. Like I'm pretty diligent and focused and having my time with Him in the morning and things of that nature. But usually after that I'm just hustling, like I'm a hustler. And so I like to work hard. I can tend to be kind of a workaholic, kind of a perfectionist, and so I would have my time with him in the morning, my regular time with him in the morning, which is really important for me. And then mostly just kind of going throughout the day, with this underlying pressure of, okay, I got to get this done, I got to get that done. And you know as a result, just really, I didn't realize that this was going on at the time, but I obviously, had struggled with mental health related issues and have OCD, as I've talked about many times, but which is a whole other story. But I noticed that I noticed now, but I wasn't noticing this at the time, that the way that I was hustling and kind of putting this underlying pressure on myself. And it sounds obvious, like it sounds obvious now, but at the time I was just like, I knew that I had these tendencies to do this. I knew that I had these tendencies to put pressure on myself and work really fast or do things, in sort of with an underlying urgency all the time. And so uh, God's been really teaching me to slow down, to not necessarily, for me anyway, right now, not necessarily get rid of things in my life, but to literally do them more slowly. And to also spend little pockets of time with him throughout the day, which again, I know some of this kind of sounds obvious, but this has been revolutionary for me the last few weeks because, like I said, my time with God in the morning is important to me. But this kind of challenging myself to slow down throughout the day, have short times with him throughout the day also, and to also just methodically slow down how I do things. If I'm making breakfast, if I'm doing things at work, if I'm doing whatever, to take my time, to slow down, to breathe, and and to just really practice leaving space. And what I'm noticing, I'm sure I could talk about the details of what's been happening the last few weeks forever, but I'll make it concise. And so I've been forcing myself, and for me, I've had to force myself. I know that doesn't sound pretty, but I've really made a choice just for me to really force myself to do these things, even if my insides are screaming, "No, you need to move faster. You got to get this done." And that demanding voice, that demanding kind of like drill sergeant voice, that is in our head sometimes. So just really being with the discomfort of that voice, if you will, or those messages inside, and just being like, okay, cool, you're there. I'm feeling the discomfort, but I'm gonna make the choice to do this slowly. So I've been practicing that a lot. Again, coupled with peppering just times with God where I'm not on my phone throughout the day, just trying to eat without those distractions. And it's been a challenge, but I'm telling you, the fruit of it has been amazing. So I find myself, and again, not that God is far away or near. When you're a Christian and you accept Jesus, He's inside of you. So I get that. So Jesus is living inside of you when you're a believer. But I find myself feeling more connected to Him, more connected to His heart, and I find certain things starting to unfold and happen in my life as I've slowed down. as I've been teaching myself, coaching myself to slow down. It's been developing more trust, more rest, feeling more of a connection with Him, and then leaving room for other things to come into my life that maybe I wasn't letting in previously. Um, yeah, the OCD, the being worn out, all that stuff. I've so far, I mean, it's to be determined, but that's been better as I've been practicing this, and so on. So it's been amazing, and I love seeing how God is using this. And we're used to living so urgently and such pressure filled lives, especially here in the West. We're very performance oriented, and some of those things can be fine and good, but they can also become toxic and really wear us out, give us health problems, mental health problems, physical problems, spiritual problems. And so this has been a man. It was super super challenging at first, but it's been amazing. As I've been practicing it the last few weeks, and I'm definitely going to keep doing it. And again, I'm noticing some incredible changes, just some incredible changes and things happening. Um, so I wanted to share that with you. It's been totally worth it. It's been totally worth it to make that sacrifice, to rewire myself, to slow myself down, and to see opportunities that are coming up that I think maybe are a result of this. So, I'm not going to tell you that you need to do this or whatever. I don't want to make a religious thing out of it, but it might be something that might help you. Um, and let it be uncomfortable at first. Let your inside scream at first, telling you that this is not the way we do things. Sometimes we need to do those exposure exercises with ourselves to start slowing ourselves down and rewiring or whatever it might be. So, again, not indicating that everybody needs to do this if they don't feel like that's something they need to do, but just as an encouragement um, for your own mental and spiritual health and well-being and physical health as well. So, and kind of another encouragement for everyone is I want to really encourage my fellow believers, brothers and sisters in Christ, that God He's working your story. Things in your life may not look like how you think they should look right now. Things may not look like how you want them to look. You may be going through pain, you may be going through heartache, or you may be just fine, or maybe somewhere in between. But just know that God is writing your story. He's got you. He's got you. There's so many stories in the Bible, throughout the Bible, where God God did amazing things in people's lives, but it was never overnight. It was always a process, and sometimes they didn't see the fruits of it until they were old, but God was writing their story. And so I want to encourage you that God is writing your story. So trust Him. Don't give up on Him. Don't give up on God. Don't give up on Jesus. Pour your heart out to Him if you need to. Journal it out, scream it out, yell it out, talk it out, whatever you're going through. But don't give up on Him. He's got you. He's got your back, and He's writing your story, and He loves you. So God bless. Hope all are doing well today, and hopefully I will chat with you soon via another video. Bye bye.